Don Giovanni is an opera by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This opera is a massive hit. It has all the elements that define a pure sellout. Sex, funny characters, a zombie, sex, songs that stick in your head, and a very handsome sexual harasser that is originated from a myth that now defines Occidental culture. The opera starts with Leporello, Don Giovanni's valet, who is complaining about his sucky boss. Then, coming out of the house Leporello is standing in front of, Don Giovanni is running to escape from Donna Anna. Donna Anna is actually married to Don Ottavio, the sweet, submissive tenor of the opera. And Don Giovanni hooked up with Donna Anna without giving his identity. What a seduction master. Well, now Donna Anna is running after him because she wants to know who she spent the night with. Then, woken up by the noises, Donna Anna's father, the commendatore, arrives and sees this masked man with his daughter. So he fights him in a duel. Obviously, he loses because he's an old grandpa, he dies. Donna Anna is like, "Oh no, daddy, you're dead!" Don Giovanni escapes. Don Ottavio arrives and is like, "Oh, my sweet darling, what's the problem?" "Oh, daddy is dead! I swear to God, I will revenge your father." After all that scene, a new Donna arrives. Donna Elvira. She's one of Don Giovanni's ex-lovers, and she's still very much in love with him. "Sweetie, why?" She's looking for him to kick his ass because he betrayed her. Leporello and his master are watching her hidden. Okay, calm down. The two guys actually don't even recognize her, so Don Giovanni makes a move on her, and she's like, "Ah, Don Giovanni, that's you! I'm gonna kick your ass!" In front of all that hysterical craziness, he runs away. Again. Because he's a coward. Leporello stays with her and sings a hit, the catalog aria. He shows her the list of all the women Don Giovanni hooked up with. And there are many, especially where Donna Elvira comes from, which is Spain.
Il catalogo è questo, delle belle che amo il padron mio, un catalogo che ho fatto io. Osservate, leggete con me, osservate, leggete con me. In Italia 640. Elvira is pissed off and she swears revenge on Don Giovanni. Well, you cannot see it, but I just draw the countryside. Near Don Giovanni's palace, Zerlina and Mazzetto are celebrating with all their friends their marriage to be. Don Giovanni and Leporello crash the party, and Don Giovanni starts to hit on Zerlina. This man has no limit. Don Giovanni orders Leporello to bring all the party people to his palace so that he can have a chat with the bride. Everyone leaves, and they sing a very famous love duet. And he manages to make her kiss him. Donna Elvira arrives and is like, "Fermati scellerato! Ah, stop it, you little bastard! Take your hand off that chick!" And she manages to get Zerlina out of Don Giovanni's arms. Then the little couple of bourgeois, Donna Anna and Don Ottavio, arrive, and Donna Elvira tries to explain to them that Don Giovanni is a bastard without any moral. When Don Giovanni starts talking, Donna Anna actually recognizes him and says to Don Ottavio, "Oh God, I think that's Dad's murderer!" Away, Mazzetto is actually very angry against Zerlina because he knows that something happened between her and Don Giovanni. Zerlina begs for his forgiveness in a very interesting aria. Don Giovanni is organizing a ball in his palace. Leporello sees 3 people wearing masks, so he invites them to the ball, casually. During the ball, Mazzetto realizes that someone is trying to have a way with his fiancée. To protect himself, Don Giovanni makes this huge scene where he accuses Leporello of seducing Zerlina. Leporello is like, huh? Wait, what? Right at this moment, the revenge trio drop their masks and they say to everyone, Don Giovanni killed Donna Anna's father! Murderer! 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 So, Don Giovanni, once again, runs away because he's a coward!
Via buffone, non mi seccar, non ho padrone, non m'arrestar.
Act 2 actually starts a bit like Act 1. Leporello is sick of his boss and so he wants to quit. Don Giovanni, who doesn't want to lose his valet, offers him a deal. You're gonna take my clothes and go flirt with Donna Elvira. She will think it is me. You're gonna get laid, my friend. They exchange their clothes and Leporello goes on and flirt with Donna Elvira. She obviously falls for it. Don Giovanni stays alone in a corner and sings a very nice serenade. Donna Anna, Don Ottavio, Mazzetto and Zerlina, the new anti-Don Giovanni party, are screaming for revenge. Donna Elvira, newly in love with Don Giovanni, begs pity for him, and of course no one listens to her. Leporello, still disguised as his boss, is very scared that this new anti-Don Giovanni activist group is gonna hurt him. So he unmasks himself. Donna Elvira, realizing who he is like, and he gets out. Leporello has ran all the way to his master to inform him that this scary activist revenge group is about to come for him. Don Giovanni laughs and doesn't give a damn. Then, because we are in a graveyard, there is a big statue who starts talking to Don Giovanni and says, "This is the moment when you realize how the opera is going to end." He's like, Don Giovanni! Don Giovanni doesn't care and he's still laughing. But Leporello starts to freak out and Don Giovanni, as a joke, is like, you know what, Leporello, invite the statue to dinner. When Leporello asks the statue actually replies, shall we say 7 o'clock, my man? I bring the wine. So Don Giovanni comes home, he grabs some dinner, very short appearance of Donna Elvira, and asks Don Giovanni to take her back and to repent and to come with her and to marry her and to be a good man. But he laughs, he sends her away, and as she goes out, we hear a scream. And then the trombones. The big zombie! The dad. So the statue is like, well, Don Giovanni, you invited me to dinner, so here I am. Okay, well, yeah, sure, have a seat, here it is. Starting to freak out a bit. And the statue is like, no, you are gonna come to dinner with me. And he holds out his hand like this. When Don Giovanni takes the statue's hand, the statue offers him redemption, but Don Giovanni doesn't care about that. So the statue throws him to hell, and Don Giovanni disappears in the flames of hell in front of his poor valet, who's like, "Shit, man!" Until cultural Don Giovanni. The valet of Don Giovanni. Valet, Don Giovanni, and valet.
Mr. Alfred Lohman and valet.
In the countryside. I love it. Don Giovanni!